Guys, crypto prices are crashing. Time to panic or freak out, man. Or not, because of course, we've been discussing this for days. Prices pumped like absolute mad. A pullback was inevitable. Everyone goes into long the damn top. And I was saying, guys, maybe you don't want to long into massive resistance. I want to discuss the charts with you, talk about where we are, talk about some of the levels we got back down to. Some assets came right back down to our buy levels. Some went a bit under Dogecoin. Anyway, we got a lot to talk about. A lot of big news today. Let's get straight into it. So, first and foremost, Wall Street rose after reports the US and EU are nearing a 15% tariff deal. Stocks are up today. Crypto's crashing like crazy. Why? Because we have a big leverage flush. More on that in a second. But this is a massive deal. I just want to say, biggest economic area, one of the biggest top 3 economic areas in the world is the EU, making the deal with the USA. This is a good thing. This is a good thing for everybody. This is positive for all parties involved and for economic growth. This is good for dog coins, okay? Japan deal was yesterday, 4th biggest economy in the world. The China deal, the EU deal, the Japan deal are all basically nearing completion, okay? Japan's done. The other 2 are nearing completion. This is massive news, okay? These are the big ones. Other countries, Mexico, Canada, yes, obviously very important conversations as well, and we'll see how those stories develop, but nothing is as impactful as those three countries. Two are countries, and the EU is a conglomeration of nations. You know what I mean. Anyway, big stuff. Stocks are up. Stocks are pumping on this news. Crypto's down, okay? So don't let that short-term noise of the stock market keep you down, because we have big shit going on in crypto, guys. Trump admin's digital asset working group will publish the report to the president on July 30th. Okay, good stuff. By the way, $943 million liquidated from the cryptocurrency market in the past 24 hours. A big liquidation event. It's normal. These happen all the time. Again, everybody comes in to max leverage the F and long instead of buying on big pullbacks, instead of buying on breakouts. People buy into resistance. People long into resistance. We've been warning about that here. Anyway, this is crazy. McKenna here sharing some thoughts. The longer tail end of the market heated up fast post-Bitcoin breaking its all-time high. Open interest of others, that's the coins outside of top 10, almost eclipsed that of Bitcoin, indicating high amounts of leverage pouring into riskier assets. While the longer tail has been quietly deflating with late longs exiting positions, BTC remains unchanged, quietly consolidating. Move higher is inevitable. Yes, I agree. Price on Bitcoin, I mean, still just consolidating here. You know, for all the noise with your altcoin bags today, probably. Look at Bitcoin. It's barely budged. It's barely moved, man. Bitcoin moved down by about $1,000, $1,500 today. It's a few percent move for Bitcoin. It's nothing. It's nothing. It's a baby move, okay? All is fine here. We are consolidating. Consolidation is fine, okay? Now, we do have a daily MACD bearish crossover that's happened, so maybe we consolidate a bit more. That's fine too. That's fine too. We'll see how it plays out over the next few days. Again, key levels here, 20-day EMA at $116,000. So any moves down to 116K become interesting potential for a 20-day EMA catch, or down here at around $110,000, $111,000 at 50-day EMA if we get a pullback that deep, okay? Keep an eye on this. We'll see how it goes over the weekend. eCoin metrics. Bitcoin just climbed from 85 to 119K in just a few months to drive another strong expansion phase in Bitcoin ETF flows, which has moved sharply higher. The institutional bid for Bitcoin is relentless, and we just keep having new treasury companies announced every day. We had like 2 new companies announced today, and they weren't as big as like the multi-billion-dollar crazy ones, but it's like, oh no, another company's buying a few $100 million of Bitcoin. I mean, it adds up, man. It adds up fast. I like these charts here to share from this guy, Lorenzo VS. It says Bitcoin local top, bearing in mind that liquidity grabs and bear traps are always possible along the way in terms of macro local top. Pointed out on the pitchfork, I pointed out before, I don't see any signs of major corrective signs here for us to start considering a local top. I'd expect to see a nice run of continuous increase and spikes of 12-hour funding rates as per previous patterns. Now, you can see here, he's got it nice and mapped out. Over on the left, first bell curve there, or curve there, whatever, you see massive, massive spikes in funding rates, okay? Second one, massive spikes in funding rates. Third one, this is where we are right now. No spikes in funding rates. There's been a little bit of a buildup, but no huge spikes. Watch for the huge spikes. Those tend to let you know when, well, things are getting pretty damn overheated in the market, basically, okay? Next one here, Bitcoin local top, same story, funding rates and derivative premiums suggesting we are nowhere near a froth environment here. Current consolidation is healthy. This chop is helping a number of indicators reset. Yes, I agree. These cool downs actually help in the long term. And again, you're probably not feeling like they're helping if you are overexposed and longing into the top, okay? But it's the truth of the matter, all right? On the high time frame, no local top is in sight until the 1.6 multiplier, which is now at $140,000, okay? 140 to 150K is the next local top target, okay, before a bigger consolidation zone and then running it up again later in the year to 200K or whatever, okay? By the way, guys, we're trading these cryptocurrency markets. I know that's you. Do it over on BitUnix. That's where I'm doing most of my trading at these days. If you want to join me and start trading over there, here's the deal. No KYC, no VPN, no BS, means available to anyone, anywhere, including you, wherever you live, and they got some pretty sweet deals going on for you right now. So not only can you long and short all the big coins with deep liquidity, we're talking Bitcoin, Solana, Ethereum, Dogecoins, Dog with Hat, Bonk, whatever your preferred Dogecoin is, Dogecoin, they got you covered, all right? Use that link down below. It's right here, just down below us here. Go use that link, check it out. Guess what? You'll get up to $400 in deposit bonuses. So you deposit $500, get $100 back, $1,000, get $200 back, $2,000, $400 cash money back in your account that you can use to trade with. That's crazy, man. Plus, you can get up to $9,000 in trading bonuses. Basically, the more you trade, the more cash back money they put back in your account, okay? Up to $9,000, which is crazy, okay? Go check it out, link down below. Now, currently, I got stopped out on my Pepe and Dogecoin longs, unfortunately. C'est la vie, that's the game, it happens. Currently back in a Pepe long, didn't quite catch the level at the bottom where I wanted to. My Solana longs, that's just sitting there for a while. We'll see how it keeps going over time here. Hopefully, we can run this one for a while, potentially back up to all-time highs or higher if the market allows us to have that kind of breathing room. Pepe with not very much going on with those trades right now. Let's see. We'll talk about these more in detail in a second. I want to share this. Altcoin Daily. Shout out to Altcoin Daily. Love those guys. Great dudes. Cycle will top when 5 out of 7 of these things happen. Coinbase exchange crashes. Sydney Sweeney does a crypto ETF ad. It's coming, man. You know it's coming. Crypto.com's already getting the contract ready, man. Bitcoin prints a $30,000 God candle. Ethereum congestion makes ETH unusable. That's definitely going to happen again. 100% going to happen again, okay? I mean, they widen the lanes a bit on Ethereum, but man, when you try to get, all the cars going on there again, anyway. Robinhood and Coinbase, number 1 in the App Store. Scott Bessent on TV saying Bitcoin hit $500,000 and your Uber driver tells you about Sui. Love it. Hilarious, guys. Crypto Amsterdam. We had 9 green days in a row, 1 red in the whole timeline, acting like they just got liquidated. Maybe stop using so much leverage or buying after weeks of green. Amen to that. People only want to buy when it feels safe. When it feels safe is usually the most dangerous time to buy. Nobody wants to buy when it feels scary, but buying when it's scary is usually the best time to buy. Crazy how it works, isn't it? Check out Dogecoin. Now, I was targeting sort of this 25-cent area for Dogecoin. We blasted right through that, man. But where we blasted through, too, is incredibly interesting for me. So, look, the Dogecoin trade, in my opinion, is still on here. If we go higher risk on environment, Dogecoin can benefit from that. Now, what did we just get today? An effing 20-day EMA retest. Look at that. Perfectly. To the penny, basically. That's insane. Right back down to 22 damn cents. That's crazy, man. Now, I didn't have a limit order, and had I had a limit order, and I would not have caught that because I would have put it exactly at 22 cents and not at 22 and some change, which there's a little bit of change there anyway. Crazy move here. Structurally, totally fine. What are we getting? Getting higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, 20-day EMA retest. Everything is normal. Okay? Ethereum barely budged on today's move. Bitcoin and ETH didn't really move. A lot of altcoins had bigger sell-offs. The liquidity, leverage got run down on those a lot more. ETH looking fine. ETH's looking like it's probably going to finish today in the green by a little bit, but still came right back down into the demand zone again. $3,509. Now, of course, we've been flagging this for days, okay? We got a rejection. The next likely area, will you want to go long, will be $3,500. Got down to $3,509. Of course it did. $9 off target. Anyway, that's fine. It shows there's a very strong demand in this area. okay, which we flagged here for you. That means that this zone becomes very important. So further drops into 3,500 potentially become relevant areas of price support and areas to go long. Of course, our big boss overhead is $4,000. So if you're trading the breakout, remember I was saying back here the other day, guys, this is the danger zone. Don't go long here. It's not a great risk reward at this moment. You're either going to get a pullback to $3,500 or you're going to get a $4,000 breakout. One of those two things need to happen. Put a trade in. Okay, we got the pullback to $3,500. Okay, that was an interesting signal for anybody who might have caught that trade. Now, if markets for some reason continue to show bigger weakness and stocks are doing well, so besides this being a leverage flush out, let's see how it plays over the next few days. Crypto's wild and erratic, so who the heck knows? But anyway, if we pull back deeper, $3,300 to the 20-day EMA or $3,000 back here, both highly, highly relevant levels on any potential deeper pullback here, okay? We can always consolidate, might consolidate for weeks. That happens frequently in the cryptocurrency markets. We have huge demand continuing to come in for Ethereum with treasury companies and stuff. I think Tom Lee announced he's raising $2.5 billion today to buy more ETH. SharpLink keeps buying ETH. The ETF flows are insane for ETH right now. So a lot of positive tailwinds that can push the price of ETH much higher. Okay, Pepe. Pepe, frog, man. Pepe, you're breaking my heart, man. MACD showing a daily bear cross coming in. You can see that down here on the chart. Means momentum slowing down. Now we had a basically perfect uptrend retest. You see this orange line on the chart right here? Price came down perfectly to test that uptrend line. Bounced back up, currently sitting right at 20-day EMA. So I think there's a potential trade here right now on Pepe, and that is if the price closes above the 20-day EMA, which is the yellow line on the chart. That's an opportunity to go long. Again, I'm not loving the daily MACD crossover, so keep the stop loss relatively tight on that. That's what I've done with my trade personally. I threw some money back in Pepe after getting stopped out with the stop loss a little bit below the 20-day EMA. So in case this fails to hold, I'm out. If it holds, I'm in. Okay? That's the idea anyway. Solana, again, another one. Perfectly coming back down to retest the breakout zone. Came back down to 179 today, okay? So you can see this was the breakout area, this orange line on the chart right here. We had a beautiful reaction from 175 straight up to about 205. Nice pullback, healthy pullback here for Solana, okay? This is just a 12% pullback. This is totally standard stuff for crypto. Again, if you're newer to the market, this is normal. This is how the market acts. You get just crazy volatility on either side of the coin, okay? You need to expect it. You need to be ready for it, okay? Now, let's hope then that this will be enough and that will hold, that this orange line around 175 to 180 holds as support. If it fails to hold as support, that becomes a different conversation, okay? So far, so good. Let's see. Can we consolidate in this area before grinding higher and hold as support here? Let's watch, okay? Whiff, the dog whiff hat. Currently has come up to retest the 20-day EMA, which you can't even necessarily see here because I got all these other lines on top of it. 20-day EMA right there, okay? That's the yellow line on the chart, all right? That's the yellow line on the chart. Please, other one's back. Now, this area right here, $1.05. We flagged that the other day as a potential pullback buy zone, okay? And where do we have the uptrend line here? Okay, so this diagonal line on the chart right here, guess what? Right at 20-day EMA, that's also the key line holding the price uptrend line here, okay? Where's the price currently? Right there. So again, as a risk-reward bet, going long on whiff around these levels is not a bad trade, okay? We're testing the uptrend line, we're testing the 20-day EMA, and we're retesting previous resistance into support. It's all happening right at the exact same time, okay? So look, maybe that trade fails. Maybe we go much lower than that, and that's fine. But that's why you use a stop loss, right? Enter the trade around this level, which is what I've done. Not telling you guys what to do with your money, but I've entered this trade right around these levels here with the stop loss. Well, just down around here. Basically the invalidation point that if we lose these levels, then we lost the levels. And that's a signal for me that I wouldn't want to be in that trade. I'll just lose more money, but I'll take the stop loss. That's fine. That's what stop losses are for. But if you're going to get a bounce, gosh darn it, you're going to get a bounce here, aren't you? That would be a spot for it. If it fails there, then take the hit, take the stop loss, walk on, protect your capital, watch for the next trade. It's that simple. Other key Solana beta coin, which I own, by the way, as always, portfolio disclosures down below. I try to share my trades with you. I don't put the portfolio disclosures for current trades because it's like perps trading. But for actual spot positions, I always list those in my portfolio disclosures. Anyway, this one looking very interesting. Big fat W pattern. Okay, you see this? You see this W pattern here? Check this out. Big fat W pattern here has been forming up for a few months. Okay, EMA is trending up. Today's price, where did it get to? Oh, exactly to the 20-day EMA. Oh, funny that. Fascinating. Anyway, here's the deal right now for Jupe. What I'm seeing, giant W pattern. We can't test the neckline on Monday. Failed, rejected there. Okay, fine. Let's see if we can grind up for the next attempt. Okay, it's been sloppy. It's a big, messy one, but it's there. The W is there. If we break out beyond 66 cents, which is the top of the neckline, essentially, maybe you want to argue it's 67 or 69 cents. Okay, sure. But let's say 67 cents. That's fine. That works. If we break out there, damn, it's going to be a big move because we're going from 30 cents to 66 cents. That implies a 36-cent move. That implies a move back up to $1. Okay? It's a big move. Almost a 50% move here, potentially, for Jupe out of this W pattern. Keep an eye on it. Now, currently, I would say there's no W pattern trade here, okay? But what there is potentially is a bounce off of the 20-day EMA trade, okay? So if you're going long, you didn't catch it perfectly at current prices. But if you're going long, at least there's a clear invalidation point. Go long and put the stop loss down like 50 cents or something like that, because I would say, okay, 20-day didn't hold as support. Let's reassess and then watch for the actual breakout, okay? So if you want to try to go for that trade, that's one thing. Or if you want to wait for a bigger signal, which is going to be the breakout from the W pattern and the neckline break of that, okay? So 2 trade potential ideas there for you. Now, okay, gotta finish. Gosh darn, 17 minutes. Okay, we gotta finish this up. But we gotta talk about Bonk Fund real quick, and then we're finishing up for you guys. Bonk Fund. Gosh darn, why have I not bought Bonk Fund yet? Anyway, starting today, 1% of Bonk Fund's total revenue will be reassigned from a marketing fund into buying back the top pairs in the Bonk ecosystem. Holy shit. They're just gonna start buying it. You know, this Bonk Fund is literally everything that Pump Fund should have been. Everything Pump Fund should have been. Instead, Pump Fund just, they can't help themselves. They just have to max extract all the time. They don't give a shit about anybody. The guys at Bonk, they're doing everything right, in my opinion, when it comes to the meme coin launchpad game. Bonk Fund buyback hits all-time high at $2.2 million. Chart looks like this. Unaffected by today's sell-off. The strength of this damn thing. Beautiful. Now, currently, I don't think there's a trade. If you want to do spot buys, is one thing, and I'm considering doing some... Lark, why haven't you sold your AVAX bag yet for Bonk, man? Don't know. Can't explain it. Anyway, if you're looking for a breakout trade, that's beyond 0.00004, okay? Or any retests down here to the 0.000025 or 27 levels also become pretty interesting. Okay, that's it. That's it, guys. I hope you appreciate it. Thank you so much for your time. I hope there's a value-packed video for you. You guys are awesome. I'll see you back in the next video. Peace.